Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. We are presenting the relationship between artistic culture and geometry. The artistic material that we choose for this assignment is Gendang Ibu. Before we start the presentation, let me introduce the presenters. Number 1 is Nur Fatin binti Mohamad Fadzil. Number 2 is Mohamad Nazirul Akmal bin Mohamad Asri. Number 3 is Mohamad Taufiq bin Kamaruzaman. Number 4 is Nur Syaza binti Shamsuddin, and the last presenter is Raziqin Nadhirah binti Rosli. There are 3 important parts in this video. The first one is introduction, the second one is the geometry, and the last part is summary and conclusion. We hope that you enjoyed this presentation.
Gendang or drum are major role of art culture of the Malay community. The drum is also known by others name in Jawa language, namely Gendang, while Hausong community in Filipina call this drum is Kendang. This community was reliable and known as a great drummer. Moreover, the oldest drum ever found is believed to have been played since the 9th century of Borobudur area. The famous musical instrument that is well known in Malay community is Gendang Ibu and Anak. It is also called as Gendang Melayu. The characteristic of this gendang has 2 face and 2 sides. The one is large face we call Gendang Ibu, while the small size we call Gendang Anak. Both type of gendang has rope that make it easy to bring into play area. Around the gendang was covered with one food paper, rotten, and also wrapped with yellow cloth. That is the location of origin of gendang. Basically, the original version of gendang come from Indonesia, but from the origin of Gendang Ibu dan Anak or Gendang Melayu, they come from India. In Malaysia, this gendang has been developed instead of Kedah, Perlis, Terengganu, Kelantan and Perak. Gendang is traditional music instrument for residents of Kelantan. Apart from that, this gendang also used in Nobat Diraja musical instrument group for palace costume ceremony in Kedah, Perlis, Terengganu and Selangor. Gendang are also played during the coronation and celebration of the Sultan birthday, which is also known as Puja Umum. Gendang is used to accompany traditional theatre as well as the classic dance of the place. This instrument mostly was used for Nobat Diraja occasion, especially for grand ceremony that should be congratulated and condolence, such a wedding, honoring, circumcision and death. For citizen, it also played during performance di Kebarat, Wayang Kulit or Main Puteri.
I stand here before you today to explain on the measurements of Gendang Ibu with the aid of diagrams showing the measurements of the gendangs. Gendang Ibu is usually played together with Gendang Anak. As can be seen in diagram 1, Gendang Ibu is bigger than Gendang Anak. The length of Gendang Ibu is 55 cm while Gendang Anak is 50 cm. So, we can see that Gendang Ibu is slightly bigger than Gendang Anak. Moving on, here we can see the circumference of the ends of Gendang Ibu is 30 cm for the left end and 26 cm for right end. On the other hand, as for Gendang Anak, the circumference are 28 cm and 24 cm respectively. Now, I would like to divert your attention to the diagram that I have presented on the screen. First diagram shows Gendang Ibu. In general, the shapes of components that makes up Gendang Ibu comes from the same shape, which is a circular shape. However, if we look at diagram 2 closely, there is rope at the back of the Gendang Ibu. The function of the rope is to facilitate the gendang ibu to be transported by carrying it at the back. As for the diagram below, it shows the front view of the gendang ibu. The front view and back view are both the same, which is circular, and there are ropes that tie the animal skin on the surfaces of the gendang ibu to enable the surface of the gendang to be strained, so that sounds can resonate when gendang ibu is hit. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention and stay safe everyone.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syaza binti Shamsuddin, and in this new part, which is 2.0, the geometry, there are 3 sections that we will be discussed. The first one is 2.1, the geometrical shape. The 2.2, the geometrical concept and its measurement. And lastly, 2.3, transformation in motif and pattern. So let's move to 2.1, which is geometrical shape of gendang ibu. First one, we will move to gendang ibu's body. If you can see from the body provided in the figure, we can see there are 2 shapes that can be analyzed. The first one is cylinder and the second one is conical frustum. For the frustum, if you can see from the body of the gendang ibu, there are the curve at the end. So it's actually from the geometrical size, it's actually a perfectly cone that is cut off. So the cut off part is called as. Let's talk about gendang ibu's head trough. At the end of the gendang ibu, there are 2 sides, which is the left end and the right end. Okay, if you can see from the front, the shape of the left end and the right end is circle. But what's the difference? The difference is the left end is more bigger than the right end. This is because we know from the body shape of the gendang ibu itself, the shape it's like a barrel shape. So the top one is more bigger than the lower. Let's talk about 2.3, transformation in motif and pattern.
Next, we will discuss about the relationship between gendang ibu and geometrical concept. First, we will talk about the radius of gendang ibu. Since the length of the diameter are twice the length of the radius, we can say that the radius of this circle are half the diameter given, which are 15 cm for the left end and 13 cm for the right end. Note that all radius of a circle are congruent because circle is a set of all points in a plane that at a fixed distance from given point known as the center of the circle. Left end and right end of gendang ibu have 360-degree angle because the sum of the measure of the consecutive arc that form a circle is 360 degree. If we look gendang ibu from the left view in sketch diagram, we can see that the circle of left end and the right end have the same center, and this figure can be called as concentric circles. Next, I will show you on how to calculate the area and the volume of gendang ibu. Gendang ibu consists of 2 shapes, which are cylinder and also conical frustum. For this calculation, we must have the gendang ibu's measurement information. Then, we must modify the formula of area of cylinder and conical frustum by adding minus 2 pi r, because there is a part of the shapes that are attached together. After that, we just have to substitute the given information into the modified formula and we get the area of gendang ibu's, which is 7,354.55 square centimeter. As for the volume for gendang ibu, we will be using the same information with the formula of volume of cylinder and the volume of conical frustum without modifying, and we will get the volume of gendang ibu, which is 36,625.73 cubic centimeter.
From the picture provided, there are two motifs that we can see clearly for the Gendang Ibu. What is the first one? The first one is the rattan string. What is the rattan string? Rattan string is used to wrap up the whole body of the Gendang Ibu so that the tension will not be loosened so quickly. But if you know, it is also used as a decoration so that the Gendang Ibu will be more beautiful and perfect. The second one is the Y-shaped letters. Y-shaped letters is used to tighten up materials through the loop of the letters. First, we will go to the reflection. If we can see from the picture provided, we can see that the pattern triangle shape was formed, as all the triangles were as the same size as the original one, so we call this as the reflection. From this figure, we can see at the Y-shaped stripe that the triangle is being formed. And in this figure, it's shown that the triangle is being rotated. So we can see that the pattern is a rotation.
Do you understand about the discussion just now? Let me summarize it. The first thing that you need to know is Gendang Ibu is a cultural music instrument in Malaysia. Number 2 is it is developed in Kedah, Terengganu, Kelantan and Perak. Number 3 is Gendang Ibu and Gendang Anak have same diameter but different in length. Number 4, the shape of Gendang Ibu is the combination of 3 shapes. The first one is cylinder, second is conical frustum, and the third one is 2 circles. Important point number 5 that you need to know is the circles at the end of Gendang Ibu can be related to concentric circles concept. And the last point that you need to know is the transformation concept involved in Gendang Ibu is reflection and rotation. In conclusion, the artistic material in Malay culture can be related to geometry. This can be proved by the shape, measurement, motif and patterns of the Gendang Ibu. Geometry is not only for architecture and construction, but it exists around of our life. The geometry concept around us might not be seen obviously, but with the geometry knowledge that we have, we can identify them. I want to represent my group to say thank you to Dr. Nur Syaza because she gave us this assignment. This assignment really opened our eyes about the forgotten art. We need to find again about the information of the culture that we already learned in primary school. The existence of modern music makes us forget about the traditional culture. So I think we need to expose this culture to new generation so that our culture is not disappearing. So thank you. See you next time. Bye.